Well, we're here at Jones Cemetery this morning. Now, I'm on my way up to Trader's Hill. I'm going to film and tell y'all about Trader's Hill today, and we're going to visit the cemetery up there, and we're going to go a couple of places up down there, down to where the old landing was and the trading post, and give a brief history about that. But Jones Cemetery was on the way up there, so I thought I'd stop here and do a short video. Jones Cemetery is up here about a couple of miles out of Callahan, Florida, here in Nassau County. Now, Jones Cemetery is a huge cemetery. Back down beyond the flag there, a few hundred yards, is the paved road, and across that is more of Jones Cemetery. Wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't 12 or 1,500 graves here in Jones Cemetery. But anyway, I've got a couple of direct ancestors that are buried here, and we're gonna say hey to them this morning. A lot of the pioneers and people from Nassau County are buried here. It's a very nice tombstone there with the angel leaning against it. It's amazing what they can do today with stuff, and especially the new computer technology with stuff. I was always amazed at how the great masters back in the day carved stone anyway, and how they got muscle tone and facial expressions and eyes and all like that, and wanted to look almost lifelike. Just amazing talent to do such a thing. Now, it's going to take me a second here to do this. Now, thinking right up here is where they're at. A lot of the prominent family. There's Cruises, and of course there's Joneses here. It's Jones Family Cemetery. But there's a lot of family names here that I recognize. There's, like I say, there's quite a few of the older graves here. Now, this is Styles Americus Rowell, July 28th, 1865 to November 14th, 1928. And Maddie Green Rowell, March 1st of 1867 to August 28th, 1934. Now, there's a couple of stories behind these two. First off, they were Here again, my family intermarried a lot. But not only am I related because these two people are married, I'm related to both of these people through direct family. Now, Stiles was the father of my great grandmother, Aggie Rowell Green. Now, Aggie Rowell married my grandpa, Jack Green. Both of them are buried up in Green Cemetery, not too far from here. But Mattie Green Rowell is the daughter of Jess T. Green Jr., who's buried over in Verde Cemetery, the young man that supposedly brought the Yankee gold back from a raid up in Georgia. Now, Stiles, my grandma called him the Frenchman for some reason. Don't ask me why. She didn't really have an explanation. She just said they always called him the Frenchman. Now, the Rowells weren't French. Now, I'm not going to say that their lineage don't go back at some point in time to France. I haven't found it. But the Rowells were Welsh. And the Rowells came over in the 1600s and come in up around Massachusetts up to the Welch Track area up there, and eventually migrated down into Georgia. Now, Stiles and his daddy, David Rowell, and his grandpa, James Rowell, are all in a series of books called The Pioneers of Wiregrass, Georgia. David Rowell was the first clerk of the circuit court up in Blackshear, Georgia. And they all lived up there as a family for quite some time. In fact, his mother is buried to the right of them here. Now, her grave is not marked, but my understanding is that she is buried right here beside them. Now, Stiles' grandpa, while they were up in Blackshear, now, James Rowell was his name, and James Rowell lived to be quite a bit over 100 years old, about 107, if my memory serves me correct. But when he was over 100 years old, they had an election up there in Blackshear, and for some reason, they wasn't going to let him vote. But he got mad, and he actually started a fight. Here he is over 100 years old, and he's going to fight for his right to cast his vote. Now, how many people do you know today that would fight to vote, especially with all the election problems that we have today? But Stiles was missing on the 1900 census. Now, Mattie Green and Rowell and all the kids were on this 1900 census, but Stiles was missing. Now, I found this back in probably the mid-'80s, and I asked my grandmother about it, and she never would answer me. Now, my grandmother was not a big talker. Now, her and my mother would have long conversations at times, but my grandmother was a woman of few words, and when she said something, it was usually something important and had meaning to it. But she never would answer me about where Grandpa Stiles was in 1900. So I kept on asking her. And finally one day, I guess she either got tired of me asking the question, or maybe she was just in a good mood that day. Grandma never was much on saying anything that was negative about people. And she said that Grandpa Stiles had went to jail. And I said, he went to jail? She said, yeah, but it wasn't because he done anything wrong. Apparently, he had a nephew that had transgressed some kind of way. I don't know exactly what it was. There was one story where his family was poor, and that he had went and stole some chickens or a pig or something or whatever to feed the family, and got caught, I guess. And so anyway, my uncle, or my Grandpa Stiles, he ended up taking the blame for it. Don't know how he done it, but anyway, he ended up doing the little bit of jail time, whatever it was, for the transgression that his nephew had done. Now, here again, if that don't show family unity and love, I don't know what does. And I believe that to be a true story, because my grandmother was not one to tell an untruth as she knew it. Now, maybe she was told wrong, but that's what she was told, and that's what she believed. Now, I'm looking here, and right here somewhere is, maybe it's here, my great aunt Lot is buried here. And I know she wasn't too far over here from Grandpa Stiles. My great aunt Lot was the daughter of Stiles. And the sister to my great-grandmother, Aguirre Green. And I know she's here somewhere in this area. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not too far. Maybe it's one of these over here. But the Rowell sisters were close. I know, here she is, Lottie Hickenbottom. Here again, this goes to the connection with the Hickenbottom family. I don't know whether they've ever brought up the Hickenbottoms or not. But anyway, Lottie Hickenbottom, March 9th, 1893 to March 30th, 1928. Now, the Rowell sisters were very close. I know my Aunt Lot was close to my great-grandmother, and so was my Aunt Min Rowell. Now, Min Rowell's buried over in the Memorial Gardens over off of Normandy Boulevard near my Uncle Jess Rowell now. I don't know a lot about my Aunt Lot. I know quite a little bit maybe about my Aunt Min. Now my Aunt Min was just a little bit older than my Grandma Green Davidson, and she stayed with my great-grandparents, Jack Green and Aggie Rowell, for off and on for most of her life. And she was a spinster. She never got married. Beautiful woman. And I know she did have a boyfriend at one time when she was young. But she never got married, and she always went back and forth. She'd get mad at my Grandma Aggie for one reason or another, and she'd go stay with Lot or some of the rest of them for a little while, but she'd always come back. She always stayed pretty close to my Grandpa Jack and Aggie. Now, Aunt Min had problems of some kind. I know at one point in time, and I'm not sure exactly at what point in her life it was, but she had a nervous breakdown, and they actually put her in the institution, Chattahoochee, over the other side of McClenny, over there for a little while. And I can only imagine the horrors that she went through at that place. I've heard stories about Chattahoochee and other places like it with electroshock therapy, which was horrible, and one thing and another. And sometimes I just have to wonder at the inhumanity that she possibly suffered while she was over there. But anyway, like I say, I just thought I'd stop here for a few minutes and do a quick little video about Styles, his wife. Styles' mother that's buried over there by him, her name was Jane Howard Rowell. She was married to my grandfather, David Rowell. So we're going to cut this one a little bit short, and we're going to head on up to Trader's Hill because we still got probably about another 45-minute drive up to Trader's Hill. So we'll pick up on the other side over there. And like I say, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Please like, please subscribe, make a comment. And as always, we appreciate you and God bless you.